Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, today we're going to talk about leaves. And I know sometimes when you look at them on the page, you'll skip right over the pages with lots of leaves because they're repetitive and they're boring and they're over and over again the same thing. But you know what? Having a page with leaves is an opportunity for you to get really creative, and I'm going to show you how. Before I start with the leaves, over the last week, I've had several people ask me, what are those marks on the end of your pencils? And my mysterious bands. And what do they mean? This is just my way of categorizing my pencils. If they have a pink band on them, it means that they're also good for use in portraits. So when I have my desk, oh, I can't believe I'm going to show you this. My desk that looks like this. My shame. That's my desk. You didn't see that. When my desk looks like that and I'm looking for a pencil, I know my sets and I know what color it was marked with, and I could just grab it really easy. I mean, I think this one came from my very first set. It's a nubby now. So that's answers that question. Okay, so I did a couple of examples of the leaves that I do, and I have in my arsenal of tricks and stuff, I have like 3, 4 types of leaves that I do. It doesn't mean that they all come out the same color, but it's the style that I do it. So I'm going to show you my few styles, and hopefully it'll give you a better creative idea of what you could put on your paper. So here I have a leaf, and this one just happens to have a lot of veins on it. And the veins, if you could see up here, they came on the leaf. Sometimes I add my own veins. So for this, I have a really cool trick, and I'll show it to you now. When I have a leaf with lots of veins, I put down a lower level of like a 10% cool gray and over the lines. And you don't have to worry about staying within the lines. It doesn't really matter too much. And it's just quick. Just go over and get a base coat of the gray underneath. And wherever you want to do your veins. Now, I want these veins to be popping up off the page, just like this. It looks like I can actually rub my finger on it, and I will feel the texture of it. And that's the look that I'm going for, and what this trick will do for you. There is my veins. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Posca, and I'm going to go over the lines, over the wax with the Posca. I'm not being overly neat. I'm getting it on pretty thick. So now my veins are covered. After this, I'm going to take a darker color. Now, there is so many colors that you could pick and choose. All the greens really match up with each other, which match up with the browns, especially like the redder browns with the French grays, and you have the blue greens like your parrot green, and you have peacock green. They all mix and match together. You're not going to screw it up because it's really hard. Add in some chartreuse or some canary yellow. You're really going to get that vibrancy. So it's really basically whatever choice of pencils that you want to use, I want to use a dark pencil. And I would say here's grass green. Grass green is really middle of the road. Um, here's another grass green. And this is what I was looking for. My sharp green, my dark green. And I have a sharp point on it. And what I'm going to do is next to the Posca, not over the Posca, but right next to the Posca, I'm going to draw in dark. So it's butting up against it. Boy, people are going to give me heck. And we asked you to see your system of keeping your pencils. Ugh. No, I do have a system. I'm just been drawing a lot today and didn't put them away. But that's often what my desk looks like. So I'm going to just get that line in where it goes. Not necessarily overly neat, because you're going to blend that line away anyway. Now I'm just up against that Posca. Now I'm going to take like my grass green. Here's apple green. Apple green's a good one. I'm going to take that apple green and I'm going to start to blend in little circles so that I have white, dark green, and then a lighter green. And I'm going to just sandwich that mixture together. Now my heavy blending I haven't done yet. I'm just getting it ready for when I start. I'm just getting that wax down on the paper. I mean, some people's style is to, when they draw a line, they draw a line. If you haven't noticed already, when I draw my under, sometimes I'm just slopping color onto the page because I know the colors that I'm going to put over it are going to create the look that I want. And I think that's also something that not every artist does. You know, some are very neat about it. I mean, some of the really good artists, I watch them. Chris Chang, Julie's passion for, I mean, I watch her and she's so neat. And then in comes me like a bull in a china shop, and I'm all over the page and I'm scribbling, and we both end up in the same spot. So this is just my way of doing it. Okay. Now I'm going to take my light gray pencil. This pencil is nice and sharp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend over that Posca, and it's going to chip away the top layer of that Posca so that the Posca really isn't no longer sitting where I want it, where I put it. It may have lightened the line a little bit, but it really scrapes, a lot of it scrapes away. But what I get left with when I'm done is a very nice vein. I'm filling that area in with the gray. The gray is going to form sort of like a highlight, and it's going to match the vein. I got everything all smushed together. Okay, now I want to brighten and kick it up a little bit. So I may take my chartreuse, this is my yellow chartreuse, and I'm going to add in a little bright color on it over the gray. With me so far? I hope so. Then I'm going to get out Yes, I'm going to find it. Here it is. My indigo blue. And on the bottom, where the green was, never on the top, but on the bottom, I'm going to just give it a little bit of a shadow. Going down. This is going to sharpen up that vein a little bit. And we won't have such a fuzzied blending effect. I have no idea how much more comfortable it is when I take my camera away. It's almost like something's missing when I'm drawing. I don't have a camera in my face. Now, it's not going to come out blue. It's going to, of course, because I have that yellow in there, but it's on that blue-green spectrum. And of course, depending on what colors you choose, it'll look different. Make that better in the camera. I'm just darkening up some edges because it's there for me to darken up. And you can also do light edges. I most of the time do dark edges, but sometimes I do light. It's all a matter of the style that you like. Okay, then I'm going to go in again. I'm going to pick up like a apple green again. And say I want a little bit darker over here. Very informal. And you just keep on going. Don't give up. It's funny, I had a whole bunch of email from people. I always give up too quick. I had a couple of comments too. I always give up too quickly. I'm like, well, you don't. The fun is not the bottom layers are not the fun. It's like the cupcake without the frosting. You guys give up too early before your picture starts to make magic. And it's the cupcake. There's no frosting on it. The top layers are the good stuff, where you can have the most fun and become the most creative. See, this one I did in only 3 colors. I just did this in the gray, grass green, or it may have been a darker green. It doesn't look like dark green. I mean grass green. I might have used the grass green or some parrot green in here. And that's why you don't see any real yellow, except for right over here. I put a tiny bit of yellow right over here just to make the light go better. And also remember, even on a tree that you're working on, no leaf is the same. They're all different ages. They're dying at different times. No tree blooms on the same day. So let's take a little bit more darker green. So your leaves do not necessarily have to look the same. In fact, it's good to do it in the same style, but vary the colors because you're going to get a much more interesting picture than all the same. You shouldn't get bored doing leaves. They should be a challenge to you as far as your creativity. I would do it in the same style, like if my leaves had veins in it, or I put veins, I would put veins the same on all of them. But I would vary colors. I would add a little brown because, leaves die on the tree. They turn different colors. More vibrant leaves are younger. See, because I had that Posca on there, I kept those veins really clear. Now, I can leave it like that, which is fine. Not a problem. But the last thing I'm going to do after I like what I see and, I may have decided to work on it a little longer. But say I was finished. The very last thing I would do with this is I would take a very light green. You can use your apple green again, or even lighter. Let's say we're going to use chartreuse. And then on the side, not like this, but so you're using the bottom, I'm going to lightly go over the vein. I don't want to scratch it or blend it. I just want to tint it. And I'm going to work that down until I'm happy with it. Then, I take out my black. Yee, black. I'm always telling you to stay away from it. But notice it's a top layer. I've set the tone of the leaf, and it's okay to use my black. And it should even be sharper than this. Let me get a nice sharp pencil. And I'm going to sharpen up the line. Not on both sides. Just a little bit underneath. And I can keep going with this and going until I'm happy, but I've already been doing this for 10 minutes. So that's how I get my veins to pop up. Let's see what else we can do. These two, this one I didn't finish yet. It's at the upper layers, but I'm not done. These two already had the veins in it. But what happens if I had like this one and I didn't? I would do the same thing, but I would put the gray down. Wherever I wanted the lines, I'd put the Posca. And then I would just sort of invent my own lines. You don't have to draw on the page. If you make a mistake, you just use the Posca again. And, of course, this is not done completely developed yet. I was just playing with it. These leaves are done in the same style. It's just dark on the edges and dark up the middle. If you want to keep that light, of the leaf light, don't go underneath. If I put a shadow underneath this, and I've seen other people do that, your leaf, the more shadow you get on these veins, the thicker the leaf. The thinner the leaf, the thinner the veins, and you got it down. So I hope this style was good. I hope you guys practice it. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments, or you can always shoot me a personal email, and I will get back to you. Before I do the very end, how I handle the stalks. One side has my highlight. The underside has dark brown. In the middle, all different types of greens going all over the place. But with the stems, you have to always remember the top of it has the highlight. On the curl, the outside is your top. Inside is your shaded area. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.